How are you all doing? I hope you're having a great weekend. The weather outside, al scorchio. This is going to be part 2 in the mini-series. So today, mainly, I'm going to be focusing on chord progressions. So hopefully by now, you've been playing your guitar to death, making lots of noise with it, and your fingers are getting all sore. That will kind of slow down and it will get easier. But hopefully you're kind of mastering your D chord, your E minors, your E major, your A, G and C chords. So what I'm going to do is put a couple of chords together in progressions so you can just keep practicing that way. Right, let's jump into it. Right, a D chord. I know I've gone through it in the first video, but I will just keep going over it. A D chord is the first and the third string in the second fret and the second string in the third fret. And if you take these two fingers off, keep your index finger on and slide that across into the first fret like that, and drop these two fingers on the fourth and the fifth string in the second fret. That's your E major. So you've gone from a D to an E major. Then another relatively simple one is if you go from an A, which is the second, the third and the fourth string in the second fret, and you take off your ring finger like so, and then just drop these up one string. That's going from an A to an E minor. Then if you've got your head around the C chord, then fair dues to you, because that was my nemesis, like I said in the previous video. The C is the second string in the first fret, the fourth string in the second fret, and the fifth string in the third fret. And then if you hop from that to a G, which is the first and the second string in the third fret, the fifth string in the second fret and the sixth string in the third fret. They're just little progressions, and if you can put 2 or 3 of them together, you'll be able to play a tune. So try and, I'm probably guessing at the moment, you're probably doing like 1 strums for every chord, which is the easiest way and the way I learn. But try and mix it up a little bit. Try and go like maybe down, down, up, down, up. And if you can say it, you can play it. That's what they say. So down, down, up, down, up. You might have just recognised that little bit in the what I just played then. That's 8 Days a Week by the Beatles, and that centres all around the first 3 frets and 4 chords. So it's basically from a D to an E to a G back to the D. Does that pretty much all the way through the song with a few little different tweaks and twists, but we can do that in another video. Just a bit of advice I would give you is, if you have already got your guitar, try and keep it accessible, so where it's on hand to be able to be picked up and played pretty much instantly. If you've got a stand, that's ideal. You can pick up a stand from any guitar outlet or off Amazon or anywhere like that for probably about a tenner. And they are important really, because obviously if you're just standing your guitar up against the wall, it's got a chance of sliding, falling over, getting broke, whatnot. But if you have got a stand, put your guitar in a room. Like we've got one in the diner and one in the man cave, and literally all we've got to do to play the guitar is to pull out the seat and sit down and play it. If you've got a guitar stashed at the bottom of a wardrobe or in a gig bag somewhere, you've got to take it out. You're probably losing 5-10 minutes every time you play. Not only that, if it's in a gig bag or the bottom of the wardrobe, your machine heads up here have got a chance of getting knocked, which will untune your guitar. So keep your guitar accessible. That's one of the most important things. If you haven't yet got a guitar, a little bit of advice I'd give you is to try and avoid buying a starter guitar set. Don't get me wrong, there are some really nice starter guitar sets out there, but you'd probably pay about £150 for a starter guitar set, and you'll end up with a gig bag, which you won't necessarily need. You need a stand, which you'll get, but like I said, you can pick them up for probably a tenner. A guitar and a few plex. So what I'd suggest, I mean, we got Kane a starter set for about £150 for his 10th birthday. By the time he was maybe 12 to 13, he'd outgrown the guitar. It wasn't giving enough back to him. Now, if you could stretch to maybe 250, you'll get a nice sounding guitar, and you wouldn't have to upgrade it again. You know, like, it sounds a lot of money, but if you put that in relativeness to any other hobby, pastime, if you go out for something to eat, or if you play football, you're subs and everything throughout a period of time, it pales into comparison. It dwarfs what the price of a guitar would be. I mean, the guitars that me and Kane are both using are both Epiphone guitars, which is a sister company to Gibson. They sound lovely, you know, they're a lovely guitar. They look nice, they play nice, they feel nice to play. These are both £300 guitars. So in theory, me and Kane should never have to buy another acoustic guitar. We've got guitars. They're always last year, as long as you look after them. The only thing you'll need to replace is the strings. That's it. And you can buy a set of strings for about a tenner. So I'd try and save a little bit more, buy a decent guitar. If God forbid you fall out of love with playing guitar, or you just can't take to it, you can always sell it. You'd recuperate some of your money. Whereas if you bought a starter guitar set, you're going to give it to your mate when you fell out of love with it, because it's not worth anything really, you know. So they're two bits of advice. Keep your guitar accessible and try and buy a decent enough guitar that's going to keep you going. Because it will sound different, and it will make you want to play it more, because it'll sound nicer than a cheaper guitar, if that makes sense. But apart from that, keep playing. I will do another video in maybe another 2 or 3 days. I'll give you a chance to get a couple of these chord progressions done. If you have got any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop them on to any of the videos and we'll get back to you. Apart from that, have a lovely weekend all, keep playing, and peace out.